Dorothy did not commit suicide. She was murdered.
And you got evidence to back that up?
Look what I found. It's Dory's. I was going through her things. They're getting married in the drawing. And another thing, did you know that she was wearing new shoes that day? She bought them at a store 4 blocks from here. And there's a marriage license bureau 3 floors below where we're standing. I'd have thought even your averagely dumb cop could get a handle on that one.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you? Well, for your information, I checked the license bureau. Every appointment that was made that day was kept, so no way in hell was your sister getting married.
Right, but she didn't know that. The fact that there was no appointment only proves that guy had no intention of going through with it.
So the guy didn't show up. That's all the more reason why she threw herself off a roof.
Except for the note. Why would she write a suicide note if she was getting married? What are you afraid of? Is my father paying you off?
You know, this may come as a shock to you, but your father's money doesn't buy everyone.
No, only the Philadelphia Police Department.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Buffer, and tonight we are continuing our series called From the Book to the Movie. Tonight we are reviewing A Kiss Before Dying. Now, A Kiss Before Dying is a novel that is written by Ira Levin. It is also a 1991 American erotic thriller, film directed by James Dearden and based on Ira Levin's 1953 novel of the same name, which won the 1954 Edgar Award, as in Edgar Allan Poe, for Best First. That's right, number 1, first novel. The drama features Matt Dillon, Sean Young, Max von Sydow, and Diane Ladd. I would also be remiss to not mention Joie Lee, Spike Lee's sister, who is the best friend of the main character Ellen in the movie. The story had previously been adapted under the same name in 1956. The movie is the epitome of the dark noir, and the star, Matt Dillon, was the perfect choice to bring about a character that was dark, brooding, dangerous, and yes, sexy. For as long as he could remember, unhappy and isolated child whose father left him and his mother very young and very penniless, Jonathan Corliss wanted to escape the prison of poverty. We covet what we see every day, and what the young Jonathan saw every day were trains outside of his bedroom and the name Carlson emblazed on them. He wanted to be a part of that powerful and wealthy family and that wonderful world, so he devoted his life to make his dream come true. He started by dating one of the Carlson daughters, Dorothy. However, she ruined everything by getting pregnant, and Jonathan knew that her father would disown her, so he had to get rid of her. Then he went after the other sister, Ellen. Yet she ended up suspecting him of murdering her sister, Dorothy. Needless to say, Jonathan's dream turned into a Carlson nightmare. Now here's a fun fact. The producers of A Kiss Before Dying wanted River Phoenix to play Jonathan. They approached him several times for the role and kept increasing their offers, but he didn't feel a connection to the material and felt he was unsuitable to play the part. So he repeatedly turned it down, and Matt Dillon was eventually cast. Diane Lane and Penelope Ann Miller were each considered for the dual roles of Ellen and Dorothy, but they both rejected it. Bridget Fonda was originally cast, but quit the production due to scheduling conflicts, and Sean Young signed on to replace her. So that's how it works in Hollywood, guys. Now, if you saw the movie done in 1991 with Matt Dillon and Sean Young, then you will see how the movie took a sharp turn from the original novel. The original film in 1956 with Robert Wagner is closer to the novel. Man, I have to say, it was crazy seeing Robert Wagner so young and thin. My first remembrance of him is Heart to Heart, the TV show from 1979 to 1984. Yet Wagner had acted in more than 15 movies, including a TV show, before landing the role in A Kiss Before Dying. Now, we all know he goes on to have a horrible scandal that still lives today, that he killed his wife, the beautiful and talented Natalie Wood, on a boat with none other than Christopher Walken, but he was never charged and went on to star in many productions and have an exceptional career. On the audible version of the novel, I loved the narration performance of Mauro Hantman. I felt his smooth, calm voice really captured the mind of Corliss. It gave him a sort of quiet madness that I would assume a serial killer would have, though I wouldn't necessarily call Corliss a serial killer. He killed for a distinct purpose, money. Yet more than that, he killed for a particular lifestyle. I actually felt that Corliss was the son that Leo Kinship, the copper tycoon, always wanted. Corliss wanted to be like him. He wanted purpose and to run an empire. I felt that if Corliss had have pursued business and worked his way up at Kinship's plant, he would have made a name for himself very quickly. He did seem to actually love copper manufacturing. Unfortunately, he did not take that route. And it's really sad, actually. Even though the 1991 movie veered severely off the path of the original novel, I felt that it was a very good movie. They did change the name of the father, the tycoon, from Leo Kinship in the novel to Thor Carlson. Other changes is while leaving Corliss' character basically unchanged from the book to the movies, other than renaming him Jonathan. In the 1991 film, Corliss fakes his own suicide after murdering Dorothy and re-emerges as Jay Faraday to woo and marry Dorothy's sister Ellen. Now, in the novel, Corliss does not take on a new identity. He doesn't take on a new identity in the 1956 movie either. Ellen's other sister, Marion, does not appear in either film version of the story. The Gant quote-unquote character in the novel was rewritten as a homicide detective who had investigated Dorothy's death. Now, in the 1956 movie, the Gant character was a lawyer and going to be a detective. So he was kind of morphed into that role, but in the 1991 film, he was just a detective. He didn't know Ellen before, whereas in the 1956 movie, he did know Ellen prior to the killings and the murders. In the 1991 film, Corliss meets his end by attempting to kill Helen after she discovers who he really is. While chasing her down, and for the sake of irony, he is run over by one of her father's trains. Now, I feel that in the 1991 film, how this ended was so powerful. The way they ended the film, going all the way back to Corliss as a child in his bedroom, looking out the window at the trains going by in his quote-unquote backyard, and seeing the Carlson name over and over again. Corliss's fate was sealed as a young child, and it was just amazing. I thought that was a really good touch, a really good emotional connection feel to the movie that they didn't have in the book or the first 1956 movie. In my opinion, the 1991 movie was the most thrilling and captivating as compared to the 1956 movie. In both movies, though, I felt the sorriest for his mother. I secretly wished that even with everything Corliss did, that he would have ended up married into the family, carrying on the Copper dynasty, and giving his mother a life he always wanted her to have. Yes, I know, he's a murderer, but still. And in the book, in both movies, they do highlight the relationship between mother and son. Actually, I felt they highlighted it more in the novel and in the first movie than they did in the 1991 movie, but we all could see that he just wanted to give his mother the life that not only he wanted, but that he felt that she deserved to have. Fun fact, the author of this novel, R11, also wrote Rosemary's Baby, The Stepford Wives, and Sliver, all of which had movies adapted from them. So look forward to those reviews in the future. So have you watched either of the Kiss Before Dying movies, 1956 or 1991? How do they compare to each other in your opinion? As for the novel, I truly feel it is worth the read and the audible listen for sure. Make sure to help this channel grow by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and share with your friends and other movie buffers. I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace, two fingers.